Hey everyone, NoModMaster here. Next on our list at number 35 is Hangman's Alley. Hangman's Alley has an area rank of 15 and a height limit of 3 stories. So unlike the Mechanist layer, Hangman's Alley doesn't have a 5-story height limit, so it feels a lot smaller. But the plus is that it's in downtown Boston, and it's the only settlement within walking distance of Diamond City. So a lot of people do choose Hangman's Alley for those reasons. And it's also fun to kind of challenge yourself in smaller settlements, especially this one because it has walls all around it. So you can kind of build up against these walls, and it's kind of fun. It's different. There's this little room too. You can scrap those little wooden walls there, and that's what it looks like. And then there's some space back here in the corner that you guys can build in. You're going to utilize every inch of the settlement because it's so small. One thing that people don't like though is this building. And that's because it's made out of vanilla pieces, but you can't scrap or move it. So you're going to have to make do with it. I usually put like beds or something in here, but you can make it into a shop. It's big enough to kind of have a small shop. But let's go check out the other areas of the settlement. There's 3 entrances to this settlement. A lot of people actually jump over the rooftops to first discover this settlement. One thing to note though, and I didn't realize this until recently, is that this area of the settlement doesn't allow settlers to stand at shops or use workstations, just like the areas in the Mechanist layer. They're still assigned, but they just won't stand there. So a good reference point in this settlement for that problem is this big wall to the left. This wall, imagine an invisible line going through your settlement up ahead here. That's the areas the settlers can't assign to or stand at shops. This might actually make the Mechanist layer and Hangman's Alley almost the same size, or Hangman's Alley actually might be a little bit smaller, because I base these rankings off of how much usable area there is, not the areas with broken pathing. So that's interesting to note. Guys, don't forget to take the chain off of this door. I'm going to take you guys to the settlement when I finished it, so that you guys can see how you can actually take this floor here, attached to this door, and make a second story in your settlement. So this is what it looks like when you add a floor to that level there. It won't snap, but you can measure it so that it is equal to the level of the floor, which is basically what I did here. The settlers will still use this entrance though, so don't worry about that. What's interesting is that the settlers will use both entrances on this side of the settlement, but they won't use workstations or stand at their shops. One more thing to note, guys, is that there's a fire escape up here to the right at the entrance of the settlement. This is great for building turrets, and it's one of the few areas that has a vantage point at this entrance of the settlement. Keep in mind, guys, you'll have to clear out the raiders when you first come across this settlement in order to unlock the workshop. And that pretty much concludes my video for today. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.